If you have a woman that usually pour water, but this time around you want her to pour more water, you want everywhere to be well soaked, very sleepy, they need to sit back and do these three things I'll mention in this video. But if you also have a woman that don't usually pour water at all, she don't usually get wet so easily, but you want her to pour more water, you are tired of using all those lubricants, all those Vaseline, soft gel, your spit, your saliva and all that, you are tired of using all those things, you want everywhere to be well soaked, then you need to sit back and watch this video and apply these three things I'm going to mention in this video. And you watch her, she's not just going to pour water, she's going to rain out the aqua. Yes, everywhere is going to be well soaked. So before we dive into those three things that can make this to happen, my name still remains Real Chichi. Yes, your mentor in the things of tatata. If today is your first time of coming across my channel, you're highly welcome. So here we talk about everything sweet, the body, heart and soul. Yes, so if you are yet to subscribe, if you are thinking of what it looks like, you don't know what you are talking about, you just sit back and enjoy this one video, and before the ending you will see a reason to subscribe. And to you, my OGs, yes, my kings, thank you so much for always stopping by. So let's dive into the video of the day. Three things that you can apply. Number one, for your woman to pour more water, for her to even pour water at all, you need to understand what foreplay is like. What type of foreplay does she enjoy? You need to make foreplay your best friend, because foreplay is the connection here. It is the connection that will make everything to happen. How do you do your own foreplay? That is the question. Because when you know that a woman enjoys this particular foreplay and you don't used to give it to her, you are not expecting the connection and you're not expecting the water to come out. So foreplay is the connection, is the main action itself, and you need to make it your best friend if you want a woman to pour water. Now after the foreplay, before you move into the next action, how you enter is the next thing. That is number two. How do you enter? Because see, how you enter have a lot of things to do here. The way you enter, because there are some men that doesn't know how to enter, just they don't dive in, they are out. You know the way fish normally dive in, the way fish normally swims. So the way you enter is another thing that will determine if the woman will keep pouring water or whether the water will come out and stop, or whether the place will continue being dry. It is how you enter. That is how some women, during the initial stage, you've been able to get the foreplay right. But during the initial stage, instead of the water to keep coming out, at a point, the water will stop. The water will stop. Everywhere will become dry. And now when everywhere becomes dry, for you to bring back the water again is a very serious problem. It cannot come back again. Because when you are knacking and suddenly the water that is coming out stops coming out, you've not even done half of the work, the water stops coming out. For you to make the water to come back again, it takes grace to bring back the water again. Because what is knacking without the water? What is knacking without that water? It is that water that makes everything so sweet. So if you want your partner to keep pouring water, it is how you start it from the onset that matters. Now the big question will be, how can you enter to make the water to keep coming out from onset? How do you enter to make sure that the water never gets dry along the line? My brother, if you want the water to keep coming, you need to enter from the onset halfway. You understand what I mean by halfway? Halfway is when you are using the tapping method. There is something called the tapping method. Most of you that are very good in withdrawal method will understand what I'm saying. This is the point that use the mouth of your prick. Use the very own mouth of your pen and you tap it around her kiri, around the mouth of her bum bum bum. When you tap it around there, you keep tapping it, you keep tapping it until the water starts flowing. Because when you keep tapping it, you will notice that something is actually coming out around the mouth of her clicking. Now the point again is, during the tapping, what are you doing? Because when you are tapping, you're just doing ordinary tapping. You don't expect the water to be coming out. You're just doing ringing the bell. No. What you are doing with your hand is the real magic that will make the water to come out. So what are you doing with your hand? What are you doing with your mouth during the moment of the tapping? Do you just keep your mouth stiff looking at the person? This is the point that you use your mouth. You understand? You use your mouth while you are doing the tapping. That is where the real magic comes from. See, guy, nothing makes a woman to pour out her water more than tickling. Tickling is the real magic, because when you are tickling her body or any part of her body while you are doing the tapping, it sends a signal to the brain. You understand? It sends a signal to the brain, and because of this, the brain will now be able to say, okay, this is what you want now. The brain will now release that living water that will make you to start enjoying the knacking process. So it is the brain that actually controls this water. You want your woman to rain out water, you want her to be pouring it very, very well. You need to concentrate more on your hand, just the same way you concentrate with the tapping. When you are doing your tapping, when you are doing all the whole tap, 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 make sure that your hand or your mouth is busy. Let it be busy, because if your hand and your mouth is not busy, I'm telling you now, the water is not going to come out. It's not going to come out. And if the brain did not send a signal that, see, I want to release the water, just bear me witness now. Just know it that the water will never come out. Always make sure that your mouth or your hand is very busy while you are doing the tap, tap, tap work. So these are the 3 magic that can make your woman to blow out her water. Everywhere will be so watery. The aqua will come out when you want it to come out. So try out these 3 magic and leave your comment down below once you have tried it. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe to my channel if the video impressed you so well. And my shout out goes to Doka. Yes, I've been able to receive your data gifts. Thank you so much. I'm very, very much grateful. And for those of you that have been coming to confess how much my teaching here have been of a help to you in your marriage and your relationship, I'm glad I've been of a help. Yes, so thank you so much. I really appreciate your concern and how well I've been of help. And for those of you that have always been coming to criticize me, you are much welcome. Thank you for always coming back to criticize me on my teaching. If my teaching didn't help you today, I know that it is gonna help you tomorrow. So thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe to my channel if the video impressed you so well. Until next time, bye bye.